and all my allies out there. Welcome to another episode of Allied Heritage News. Today we're going to touch base more on the coronavirus, and throughout this weekend we're going to touch base on this coronavirus um, because unfortunately it is hit close to home. The coronavirus is now here in Tennessee. You heard that correct. It is here in Tennessee. There's a man um, in Williamson County that has contracted the coronavirus. Now, because of that, 20 schools, 20 schools are either closed or on some kind of delay. I'm going to read off the school here, so uh, if you are a part of this school, you do not have school today. Okay, the only one that's not a part of this, or only two that's not a part of this, is 18th Avenue in Richmond. You're closed because there's no electric. Um, and Daniel Payne, CCC, closed for no electric. But the rest of them, Blessed Babies, Davison Metro Nashville, Friendship Christian School, Highland Rim Academy, Holly Street, Holly Rosary Academy, Jules Gems, Lebanon Special School District, Mama Larry Hearing School, McNeely Centers for Children, Putnam Schools, Rockwell Center, Smith, the Social Security Office in Nashville, the WeGo Public Transit, all buses in service, some on modified routes. So you still have buses, they're just taking different routes. Excuse me. The other public transit, WeGo Star, there is no service. They're not running any routes. Williamson County, you're closed. Wilson. Now, Williamson County, you're closed Friday through Monday because they are doing a deep cleaning in that school. And then Wilson, you're closed the rest of the week anyway because you're closed due to storm damage. So, the tornado basically saved your ass on this coronavirus. But it's still devastating, and I hope everybody's okay. Now, with that in mind, keep in mind here, this coronavirus, there is now 157 cases. That's 54% more than what we had on Monday. There have now been confirmed 11 dead here in the United States alone. But this man in Williamson County, Nashville, Tennessee, Governor Bill Lee has announced the first confirmed case of the coronavirus in Tennessee. The patient tested positive for the virus on Wednesday. The patient, described as a 44-year-old man, is in Williamson County and currently quarantined at his home. The Tennessee Department of Health is working to determine which states he has traveled. The health department said the patient only has mild symptoms and sought care when he became slightly worse. Health officials said they're working on compiling a list of people that had come in contact with family, and they're also working to determine if he traveled through Nashville International Airport. Now, Nashville International Airport, I have never been there per se myself, but I have heard it's a heavy populated area. So that is a great way to contract it person to person. Health department officials said the man had limited contact after returning from out of state He isolated himself at his home when he began to feel sick. The CDC has strict guidelines about testing for coronavirus. So far, as estimated, 10 people have been tested in Tennessee. Um, Governor Lee says Tennessee was one of the first 5 states that began testing for the virus. It's been a very difficult week for our state in a lot of ways. Preparedness is how we deal with situations like this. Lee added that the risk is low in the state of Tennessee. Um, so, what is the coronavirus? Nobody's really touched base on what it is. So, what is it? You know, if we're going to contract a disease, we need to know how to respond and how it works, right? Okay, so according to the World Health Organization and the coronaviruses are a large family of viruses that cause illnesses ranging from the common cold to more severe diseases. Examples include MERS and SARS. But a novel coronavirus is a new strand that has not been previously identified in humans. Now, your symptoms here. I have a full list. The CDC says patients confirmed to have the 2019 coronavirus reportedly had mild to severe respiratory illness with fever, cough, shortness of breath, and at this time the CDC believes symptoms could appear as soon as two days after exposure, or as long as 14 days. So how do you prevent this? How do you prevent the coronavirus? Well, it's very simple. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth with unwashed hands. So wash your hands, people. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. You know, basically just common sense stuff here. So allies, if somebody is sick, just stay away from them. Stay home when you're sick. Cover your cough or sneeze with a tissue, then throw the tissue in the trash. Don't throw it at your brother. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects and surfaces. So men and women that are not used to cleaning, you're going to have to get up and do more cleaning, because if not, this is going to spread through your entire family. And for God's sakes, here at Allied Heritage Report, we don't want to lose any allies. So take precautions, please. I know the risk is really low, but that doesn't mean that you can't get it. I repeat myself. Just because the risk is low does not mean you cannot get it. One more time for those of you who think I'm bullshitting you. Just because the risk is low doesn't mean you cannot get it. Now, like I said, this coronavirus, it's hit a lot of places. The last place I figured it would hit is here, but they do have us under an SOS alert. Now, I'm going to figure out here what an SOS alert is, because of the fact, SOS alert meaning. Okay, so what are SOS alerts? SOS alerts aim to make emergency information more accessible during a natural or human-caused crisis. We bring together relevant and authoritative content from the web, social media, and Google products, and then highlight that information on Google products such as search and maps. So they have the whole country under an SOS alert. Let's see here. As I said, this coronavirus is now in Tennessee. Now, Williamson, for those of you who don't know, Williamson is actually not that far from other cities. So you gotta really look after yourself. If you feel that you have the coronavirus, two options. Either go to the hospital, get checked out, or quarantine yourself in your own home. Now, there are some herbs and remedies to help with this, and we will touch base more about those tomorrow when I have my reoccurring co-host join us here. Chester Roman Wolf Rice will be here on this show tomorrow, so we will cover more of that. But for right now, I want to pinpoint how long it takes to get to Williamson Medical Center from Columbia. Now, this could be, see, and they have it highlighted in red, so you know. Okay, so from our location here in Columbia, we are literally only 32 minutes away from the hospital itself, which means we're at least 20 minutes away from the border of Williamson, which means in a split second, in a spit of an eye, in a Hail Mary kind of pass, this coronavirus could hit here. And you need to be prepared for when it does. Now, let's touch more of a broad standpoint. But before I get back into the coronavirus, Tennessee was just hit by another natural disaster. And I want to be very clear here that I wish everybody that was affected by this the best of luck. And I'm hoping and praying that we can find those other 14 missing people. From what I have gathered here on these headlines and everything, there was a total of 25 people missing. 19 of the 25 have been confirmed dead. But this morning I got more information describing that there was 14 more that were missing. So I hope we find them. Now, a storm system spawning multiple tornadoes ripped through Middle Tennessee on March 3rd, killing dozens and injuring hundreds in a 158-mile path. Now, we gotta understand something. This tornado was on the ground for at least 4 hours. This was on the ground for as long as the tornado was in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. The National Weather Service in Memphis confirmed 2 tornadoes late on the evening of March 2nd. The same system producing other tornadoes which struck Nashville caused damage in other counties. One of those tornadoes tracked through Davison, Wilson, and Smith counties, with its path stretching roughly 50 miles from beginning to end. This twister started in the John C. Toon Airport area, and it ended 3.5 miles west of Gordonsville. Surveyors continue to assess damage areas impacted by the tornadoes, while an official count has not yet been issued. Survey tests have thus far released the following findings. Okay, so the June C. Toon area, and that is west of Nashville, they got hit with an EF2, which is 130 miles per hour. Germantown, North Nashville, got hit with an EF2, 125 miles per hour. East Nashville and Five Points area, EF3 at 136 and 140 miles per hour. Donaldson, you got hit with an EF3, 160 to 165 miles an hour. Okay, Mount Juliet, you got hit with an EF3, 155 to 160 miles per hour. Lebanon, Smith County, you got hit with an EF1. Benton County, you got hit with an EF2. Carroll County, EF2. Now, for those of you on Facebook and social media complaining that they are not covering North Nashville, I am showing here that they are covering it. And we need to take some of our frustration, some of our focus to touch base on the one county that got hit the worst. And that was Putnam County. They got hit with an EF4. Now that was at about 175 miles per hour. Surveyors in Putnam County are calling it the first violent tornado in the northwestern Nashville area since 2009. The path which the tornado will be determined in the coming days as search and rescue crews sift through the rubble of demolished homes. Tornado officials said 25 people have died from the tornadoes, with at least 244 people transported to hospitals with injuries. In Putnam County alone, the death toll includes 5 young children, and more than 20 people are still unaccounted for. The current list of fatalities by county includes 18 in Putnam, 4 in Wilson, 2 in Davison, and 1 in Benton. Tennessee Emergency Management Agency has activated a level 3 state of emergency, defined as a serious injury or a serious emergency or minor disaster has occurred and a situation is deteriorating rapidly and public warnings are being issued. The Tennessee Management Plan is activated and a state of emergency is automatically declared. Soldiers and airmen with the Tennessee National Guard have been activated to assist in the response in Davison, Wilson, and Putnam counties, which were among the hardest hit. Mayor General Jeff Holmes has stated if needed, every last one of the 12,000 soldiers will be made available. President Trump, who has been in contact with Governor Bill Lee, will be visiting Tennessee to assess damage tomorrow. So President Trump will be here in Tennessee tomorrow. And you gotta hope here that not only is he touching base on this tornado, but he's going to touch base on the coronavirus too. The Federal Emergency Management Agency, or FEMA, has also arrived to the state to help areas affected by the tornadoes. Now, with this tornado, these tornadoes and these coronavirus outbreaks combined, in the last couple of days, we have faced more natural disasters in 1 week than most have experienced in their entire lives. Now, we as a state, we as a country, we can bounce back from this. We will survive. The tornadoes themselves, we are recuperating from those. But as we started recuperating from the from the tornadoes, we got hit with the coronavirus. The coronavirus itself, it's dangerous, and I cannot stress enough to be prepared for this, because it's not a question of if it's going to hit your area. It's a question of when, why, and how hard it's going to hit. we could be looking at more death tolls. I was just informed today that there was a guy in this country. I have not yet uncovered where he's from or where he died. There was a guy, 20 years of age. Now, he was a guy that ran his own gym. And he jogged every single day, so he was a healthy man. He contracted the coronavirus. 3 days later, he was confirmed dead. So this just goes to show you that it doesn't matter who you are. If you're going to get the coronavirus, it's going to happen. You know, you don't have to be a certain age. This coronavirus doesn't have a certain target. Now, I'm going to get into my final 3 thoughts already because of the fact that they're kind of long. First thought. This coronavirus. We've seen it impact our country. We've seen it impact China. And it's now impacting Ireland. These people are people that need our help. They need assistance. And if there's any way that we could use our resources to get to them faster and assist them, I think as a country we should. Now, there are going to be places out here that are going to call you and hound you for money for this coronavirus. A lot of these places are just scams. They're not even assisting on this. So, if you get phone calls about getting money for the coronavirus, hang up the phone. Because with this being a natural disaster, there shouldn't be people collecting funds for this. This should not be an easy payout. Because screw the money. Screw the financial part of this. People are dying. People are getting sick. People should come first. Now, thought number 2. Nashville, Putnam County, and anybody else that have been affected by these tornadoes. I will keep you in my thoughts. I will keep you in my prayers. If there's any way that we at this show can assist in the recuperation of our state, of our cities, we at the show, we want to extend our hand and offer our condolences and our respect and help. Tell you a little story here. When I was in Ohio, there was a town that I used to live in. It was called Crooksville. Now, this was a town that we never thought in a million years would get hit by a tornado. And we did. We got hit. Now, it wasn't as strong as the ones here in Tennessee. It was only about an EF1 or EF0, somewhere around there. But it still did a lot of damage. I remember having a close call myself, because as we was coming home, a tree fell down, and it almost crushed our car. We watched the tornado rip someone's roof off their house. So these are not situations that are easily preventable. In a lot of cases, you can't prevent these at all. It just happens, you know. And with the response from the tornadoes and the hurricanes and everything, you know, I want to say thank you to the National Guard for making those resources available. I want to thank Donald Trump for taking time out of his busy schedule to come down here and accept and go through a lot of the damage and see what he thinks. I also want to thank Donald Trump and his administration for his response on the coronavirus. I can't believe that those words are uttering out of my mouth, but they have to because we are in crisis. Um, the whole point from the start of this virus was to prevent people from panicking, but a lot of these news outlets are going to pressure you to watch them. They are going to pressure you to pay attention because they are going to have all this evidence on the coronavirus. But remember, a lot of these news outlets are getting paid to tell you that information. Here at Allied Heritage News, we're not getting paid to do this. A matter of fact, I have not put any money towards this news. I am literally running for free. Which means that a lot of the stuff that I am telling you is honest and it is true. I don't want your money. I just I want to help. That's the only reason this show is up and about, is to help people and save lives. So if I can do that without making money, I'm gonna do it. Final thought number 3. We have a lot of speculations coming to this coronavirus, and I'm gonna this weekend I'm gonna sort through a lot of the stuff that doesn't make sense. And I will have it here first on Allied Heritage News. Like I said, tomorrow we will be touching base more on the coronavirus. We will have our guest co-host here, and he will touch base more about it. It will be our first hour-long special. So, make sure you pay attention for that video. Again, it will be an hour long. So, with that being said, there's a lot of information here that needs to get out, and we're going to use that show. After that show, I'm going to take a couple days. I'm going to recuperate, because this show has caused me to develop some exhaustion. So I'm going to take a couple days to recuperate before I get back on the air. But in that meantime, I will be gathering news information from those couple days, and I will have it here on Allied Heritage News. I want to thank everybody for watching, and I want to wish everybody that has been affected by this coronavirus, that has been affected by these tornadoes, the best of luck. For Allied Heritage News, Allied Heritage Report, I'm your host, Javon Chandler.